Hi, I'm Julia M. Spencer, real estate advisor, investor, and enthusiast. I wanted to record this brief video to give you another glimpse of some of the stuff that I have to deal with every day as I am a real estate investor and also a landlord. I am on vacation again with my sons. We're still on summer break, so we're kind of hard to track down. And while I was gone, I had somebody else take care of all my vacation rentals at home. And this morning, as I was getting up and getting ready for our new day of adventures, I got a message from one of my guests saying that the power was out. So this is kind of like very unusual. Obviously, we live in the United States. Electricity and other utilities are very reliable here in most places, and we didn't have a storm or any kind of other reason why they should have been, the power should have been out. It happens to be that I have several vacation rentals that are more or less within about half a mile to a mile apart, and so when I have a power outage at one, I likely will have a power outage at the other ones also. I was at the time about 5 hours away drive from home, so and the people that were working for me, my managers, haven't arrived yet for the day because this was early in the morning. And I mean, I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I dealt with the issue. Power outages are very uncommon, so it's very unlikely that you encounter them. If you have long-term tenants, obviously tell them to just hold tight. Usually the power is up within a couple of hours or so. But when you have vacation rentals and people are there only for a short time, it's very bothersome to them. So I basically just told the tenants, you know, I'm really sorry. Let me find out what's going on. So immediately I got in touch with a couple of neighbors, and it seemed like it was a neighborhood problem, not just an individual problem for that particular house. I called the power company, and they said yes, there was an outage. They were working on it. What you can do when you are connected to the power company is give them your phone number as the owner of the account or whoever has the power utilities, the connection, the power account for that particular property, and then have them basically send you a text message when the power is back established, so you can see how long of a time it took for the power to be back on and get any kind of updates or anything. But when there's a power outage that's neighborhood-wide, that tells me that it is not something that has to do with my individual house, but it actually has to do with the neighborhood, and it's something that's out of your control. And so there's really nothing you can do. You can make a couple of phone calls, sit tight, try to get your people to relax a little bit, have them maybe go out for breakfast, or pay for their breakfast, or offer them another place where they can maybe take a hot shower if that's an issue. Normally, if you have a large tank water heater at your house and the power goes out, the water isn't going to cool down that quickly, so people will still be able to take a shower at least once or twice until the water is exhausted. And those are very little things that you can deal with. Now, you would always, obviously, and I say this is obvious to me, but it may not be obvious to some people, but tell your tenants or your guests to check the circuit breaker. If they don't know where it is, send somebody there that can check it for them. Sometimes there's a short, or something was connected in the power outlets for the house that created a short in the house, and as a security measure, the whole entire electricity system would just shut down. And what you can do is kind of talk to them to see what may have caused this issue, some sort of electrical device that's faulty. Have them disconnect that, or whatever it is that they did right before the power went out, have them disconnect that, whether it's a hairdryer or some other small appliance or something, and then reset the switch, the power switch on the circuit breaker board, which should be the main power switch to the whole entire house. It connects all the power outlets for a house, and see if that really establishes the power in it. That's usually the fix if it's just a power issue with that particular house. But if it's a neighborhood issue, there isn't much really that you can do. So you kind of just make a couple phone calls, sit tight, try to pacify people if they get really angry. If you have guests, offer them a free breakfast somewhere. It's a small issue. It can be dealt with. Nothing to freak out about, and easily fixed. So, yeah, I'm back on the road again for the next adventure. We didn't really lose much time in this. It took me maybe 10 minutes to make these phone calls and let everybody know what's going on. And for more tips like this, if you're a landlord or real estate investor, go to my website. It's www.juliamspencer.com. Download your free guide to real estate investing. Sign up for your free newsletter. And feel free to ask me questions anytime. Thank you.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.